Varsity is not just another community in Northwest Calgary. It is one of the city's most beloved and well-established neighborhoods. Picture tree-lined streets, hidden ravines, private golf course, natural parks, and Market Mall right in your doorstep. But what makes Varsity stand out after all these years? Well, in this video, we're gonna find out. Look, if this is your first time to the channel, we help people just like you buy, sell, and relocate to Calgary every single day. Hey, my name is Charmaine, and I'm with the Living in YYC Real Estate Group. Whether you're looking to make a move in 9 days or 90, make sure you subscribe to our channel and tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to get all of the latest real estate market information. And please, if you have any questions about what life is like in Calgary, you want to know more about Varsity, or if you just have general real estate questions and you're not sure where to start, please reach out. Me and my team, we would love to chat with you. All of our information is in the text box below. Now let's go find out why Varsity is considered by some one of Northwest Calgary's most beloved neighborhoods. Varsity sits on a plateau just north of the Bow River, with Bowness and Silver Springs to the west, the community of Dalhousie to the north, and Montgomery and the University of Calgary to the south. Varsity was developed during the 60s and 70s during Northwest Calgary's big expansion. At the time, it was considered innovative because designers were moving away from the rigid grid system and instead designing neighborhoods with curving streets and cul-de-sacs, which ultimately created quieter, safer neighborhoods, which in doing so ultimately broke Varsity out into 3 sub-neighborhoods, which are Varsity Village, Varsity Acres, and Varsity Estates. Here is a fun fact. Varsity Village won a Canadian Design Award for its forward-thinking development of townhomes, apartments, and interconnected pathways, making it one of Calgary's first communities truly designed around walkability and green space. And that's a big part of why Varsity still feels timeless even to this day. Here's another fun fact. Varsity isn't just big, it's one of the largest, more established communities in Northwest Calgary. Spanning almost 7 square kilometers, Varsity is bigger than Silver Springs, Scenic Acres, Bowness, Dalhousie, and it rivals in size to the newer communities such as Tuscany, Glacier Ridge, or Rockland Park. And Varsity has the added bonus of being closer to the downtown core. Varsity has been named Calgary's best neighborhood multiple times by Avenue magazine, and this is all due to the multiple schools, the green spaces, and Varsity's central location. Varsity is one of those communities where you and your family can age in place. Look, if you've got small children, or if you're thinking about planning a family and you want to move into a community where you can plant your roots and your kiddos can go to school all the way from kindergarten to grade 9 and then go on to university, Varsity is absolutely the community that you need to be looking at. Whether you're going into the public system or into the Catholic system, Varsity has the schools for you. So let's just start with the public. For the kids going into elementary, they're going to go to Varsity Acres, and that is K to 6. And then they're going to go over to F.E. Osborne, which is your junior high, 7 to 9. Then they're going to leave the community and just commute over to Sir Winston Churchill, and that is your 10 to 12. And then if they choose so to go to University of Calgary or even SAIT, they're literally right in the backyard. Your kids will be able to walk, not having to, one, pay the exuberant of res at U of C, or having to worry about paying for parking because they can walk. Both res and parking at U of C are insanely expensive. If they decide to go to SAIT, they can hop on the train at Brentwood, and it's a couple stops and you're right there. If you're going into the Catholic system, St. Vincent's is K to 9, and then you'll hop over and finish off high school at St. Francis, which is your 10 to 12. Let's talk about public transportation. For the residents of Varsity, you have 2 C-train stations that you can choose from. And no other community in the Northwest is able to say that they have that. For all of the families that are living on the west side of Shaganappi Trail, you would use Dalhousie Station. For anybody on the east side, you would come to the one that's right behind me, Brentwood. Now, why is this important when you're considering a community to move into? Having the convenience of 2 C train stations right in your community, hands down, if you are a commuter, you absolutely want that. And that is something that you should really consider. If public transportation is going to be for you and your family, then you definitely want to look at Varsity. Both C train stations offer public parking. So if you're driving in the morning to have to park, you have 2 different stations that you can choose from. If you are taking the train and need to commute somewhere, or if you're not even taking the train and you need to commute somewhere else, Brentwood is the hub for all of the express buses that go all across the city. And the express bus routes, so they don't stop at every single stop, meaning if you're using that to get to work in the morning, Brentwood is the station that you want to come to. And again, having that right in your backyard for the residents of Varsity is a top feature of why you would want to move into this community out of all the other neighborhoods in the Northwest. So if you're commuting on the train from Varsity, and let's say you're heading downtown, because we are so central in the Northwest, commuting from here is probably about 15 minutes. If you're coming from the Brentwood station, if you're going from Dalhousie, maybe 17 minutes. But super, super close. And you're right across the street from the university, so you can literally walk from Varsity. If you're heading into the south, you're gonna be probably about half an hour, 35 minutes in the morning, and it's literally in your backyard.
If you're looking for a community that has countless pathways, natural parks, green spaces, off-leash dog areas, then you absolutely have to look at Varsity. Varsity is surrounded by some of Calgary's best environmental and nature parks. To the north, you have Beaumont Park, which is a 164-hectare park that has ravines, river pathway systems, and a great off-leash area for your dogs. Right in Varsity's backyard is Dalhousie Park, another massive 40 hectares of restored wetland, and is a wildlife corridor which has boardwalks and pathway systems throughout. It is absolutely stunning to go through that park. And having both of those right beside Varsity, for anybody who's a nature lover, you are going to absolutely love having that essentially right in your backyard. And another great thing about Varsity is all of the pathway systems and hidden ravines that you will find throughout the entire community. Right beside me is this small little pond, and this is part of Varsity Acres Exercise Park. And this has a pathway system that goes all the way around close to the university. There's natural exercise equipment, and of course, you can come take a walk in the afternoon and stroll around the pond, feed some of the ducks. You don't find that in very many communities within the city. And for my dog lover families, not only are your options Dalhousie Park and Beaumont Park, but throughout all of Varsity, you are going to find various off-leash areas all throughout the entire community. So if going for a walk at the end of a day or spending a Saturday just exploring the community, there are endless opportunities for you to go exploring Varsity with the connected pathway system throughout the entire community.
When we want to talk about shopping and just what that means for what a community has to offer, no other neighborhood in Northwest Calgary can compare to Varsity when it comes to shopping. Right behind us is Market Mall, and this is in the center of the community. Market Mall is the largest shopping center on the north side of the city. It boasts over 230 premium stores, the anchor tenants being Marshalls, Sporting Life, Sport Check, and you can find everything inside Market Mall. There's even a theater here. To the south of Varsity is University District. And this is Northwest Calgary's newer urban development. And inside this community, you're going to find a mix of different boutique cafes, restaurants, few larger bars, Save On Foods. This is within maybe 5 minutes walking distance from Varsity. And then if you head to the north, again, another 5 minutes, you're going to find Northland Mall. the urban outdoor shopping experience, newly revamped and redeveloped. And there you have Walmart and a bunch of other little shops, Winners, Source for Sports. All of this is within 5 minutes of anywhere in Varsity. Again, no other community has what Varsity has in terms of major shopping.
If you are a lover of the links and you are looking for that premier golf experience, then you have to check out Silver Springs Golf and Country Club. It's located on the Varsity Estate side of the community. It is a private member-only golf course, but if you are looking for that high-end golf experience, then you have to come and check it out. There is a current wait list to get in, but put your name in, and if you're lucky enough to get a call, I promise you will not be disappointed with this country club. So now let's talk about the homes in Varsity. Here you're going to find a true variety in property styles. They range from 1960s, 70s bungalow types, there's apartments, there's townhomes, and then there is the large custom estate homes that you find in Varsity Estates around the golf course and the ravines. And what is the sales activity like in Varsity? Well, in 2024, there were 270 homes sold. And that might seem like a lot when we compare that number to the other communities that we've explored in Northwest Calgary. But when we actually dive deep and look at each property subtype, it's really not that much.
Home prices for Varsity in 2024. In 2024, there were 270 homes sold. The average price for the community is $606,000. Now that includes all product types: single detached, apartment condos, towns, and duplexes. And while we think of 270 homes is a lot, when we break that number down, it's actually comparable to the other communities that we've explored in Northwest Calgary. For the detached homes, there were 96 sold in 24. So that is in line with communities like Silver Springs and Scenic Acres. And what that says is that's less than 9 homes a month sold. People moving into Varsity are not leaving their detached homes. Where it varies is detached home average sale price is just over $1 million. So that far exceeds any of the other communities that we've looked at so far. The range from homes in 24, and it's a big stretch, the highest home sold was 3.4 million. The least expensive was 650,000. So that is a huge difference between the two. And the one that sold for 650, it was a 1965 two-story, just a regular home, but it was the lot that somebody was looking for. And that is where the value is coming in to Varsity in the homes at that lower price bracket, is people are looking to purchase a home and either renovate or tear down and build their custom home. And the condo apartment sector, 115 sold. Again, that's based on the other communities that we've looked at. We've never seen a volume of that, but there's just so much condo apartments in Varsity. This makes sense. And the average home price for the condos is $314,000. There was 51 townhomes sold. So when you look at that number compared to the condos, 2 condos are sold for every 1 townhouse. So when townhouses do come up, they don't last long and they're very rare. The average home price for towns is $522,000. Now that exceeds the other communities as well. So on a whole, Varsity's land value and the homes do yield a higher price point, but that is what is expected of the community of Varsity.
Even though the most expensive home in 2024 that sold in Varsity was just over $3.4 million, it doesn't mean we can't find value in this community. The first property that we are going to highlight is a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, and it's listed for under $200,000. The list price on this one is $187,500. It's been on the market for 15 days, and it's in the building right next to me. Now, this building has a lot of rentals. And so for an investor, you can purchase and of course rented out. And what's attractive about this building is its proximity to the university. You know, for having a list price under $200,000, when we don't see that in very many communities anymore, to have something like that in Varsity just shows that the true depth and value this community holds, and it is accessible to all points of the market. The next house that we're going to go take a look at is in the townhouse product. It's going to be at a little bit higher of a price point, but it gives you a good comparison to see what the condo apartments offer and what a townhouse with a single car garage will give you. So let's head over to the next one and I will meet you there. So the next one that we're going to take a look at on our property tour is in the townhome product. And if you remember, our average townhome price for Varsity is $522,000. Well, this one is listed just under the average. It is a 1976 4-level split, 3 bedrooms, 1.5 baths, and the list price on it is $489,000. For a family that is looking to move into Varsity, this is priced perfectly. Or if you're a young professional looking to get into the market, this is a property that you would definitely want to look at. Now, for townhomes, when only 51 sold last year, and when the condo market is at 115 sales, it's pretty much a 2-to-1 for townhomes coming up in Varsity. So when they do come up, they don't last long. So if this is something that you're looking at for this community and you see one that you like, I definitely wouldn't wait. And in this complex where it's located, we're right across the street from Market Mall. So you can walk, do all of your shopping. Safeway is in the mall, but you're also 5 minutes to University District. You're 5 minutes to University of Calgary, Foothills Hospital, Alberta Children's Hospital, 10 minutes away, and to the downtown core, you're 20 minutes. So where this complex is located is perfect in the community of Varsity. And at the price that it's listed at, this is a great value for getting into Varsity if this is what you're looking for. So now let's hop over and take a look at property number 3. I'll meet you there. So we're moving into our last 2 final homes on our property tour. And now we're going to take a look at the single family homes. And in Varsity, what we have to remember about the homes is the majority of them were built in the 60s and 70s. And if you remember from our previous vlog tours, when we talk about the homes in Northwest Calgary that are all built within that era, they are all now coming into their lifeline. So for people moving into Varsity, you have 2 main questions that you have to ask yourself. Am I going to purchase a home that's already renovated and pay the renovation cost to the seller? Or am I going to purchase a home that I have to undertake all of those renovations? And when you're thinking to yourself, do I want to renovate or not renovate? What we have to look at too is last year, the average home price for Varsity was just over $1 million. So that should add to your research and, you know, when you're doing your cost benefit analysis to whether you renovate or not. What we do know about the homes in Varsity is they do hold their value. The homes are all on larger lots. They're heavily treed and they're mature lots. So if you're looking at purchasing a home that you have to renovate, there is value there. It just depends at what cost and if you want to get into it. Now, the home that we're about to take a look at that just listed, it's a 1965 bungalow, 3 bedrooms, just over 1,200 square feet, fully finished basement, and a double detached garage. So what you would have to look at is there the viability to purchase at the great price that it's listed at, and to put in that renovation, will you get that out? Well, based on what we know of the average home price, it would be a pretty good investment to be able to go into that and put the money in and renovate. But again, you don't know what you're getting at when you're going into a product where you have to do that renovation from a home that was built in 1965. So there's a lot of factors that have to go into your decision making. And I'm happy to walk you through all of that, or even put you in touch with a couple of contractors that I work with that could help you in making that decision. But it's not just this home that you would have to decide on. It is any home that is in Varsity that is not renovated, or if you're looking into the other communities in the Northwest because this is what you're finding with the product is it is all within that era, and it's all now coming on that lifespan where you do have to make that decision. Am I going to renovate or buy a home and pay the higher list price and move into a house that's move-in ready and you don't have to do anything? So it is a tough decision for most people because nobody knows what's going to happen when you undertake a renovation, and renovations never go as they are set out to be. So if you want to have that conversation, I'm happy to have it with you. Just reach out and we can set up a time and we can chat about this house or any other house that comes onto the market that you want to explore renovating or not renovating. So now let's head over to our next house, and this is a fully renovated custom build in Varsity Estates. I know you're absolutely going to love this one, and I've saved the best for last. So here's a fact about Varsity that we haven't talked about yet. On top of all of the lots being large, heavily treed, all of the streets in Varsity are wide, so there's no cramming that you find in newer neighborhoods of having two-way directional traffic. The streets are all tree lined. Most of the trees hang over the streets and the boulevards, creating that umbrella effect that creates nice shade in the summertime. And when you are exploring Varsity, you will feel just this sense of definite pride in ownership, pride in the community. There's a quiet, serene vibe about Varsity. It's very laid back. It's not pretentious, but it is definitely upscale and affluent, and you can feel it, especially the side that we're on right now in Varsity Estates. The home that I've saved for the last, it just listed 2 weeks ago, and it is in a part of the community where all of the homes are selling in excess of $1 million. A couple blocks away is the home that sold last year, the most expensive, $3.4 million. And all the homes on this side, so they're still within that 1960s, 1970s era of being built, but the majority of them have already all been remodeled or they're in the process of being remodeled. And that is true to the house that we are about to come up on. It's a 1973 5-level split, 2-story, 3 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, fully finished basement, just over 2,500 square feet, and it overlooks the 3rd hole of the golf course. And what is unique about this home, it was remodeled in 2014. It sits on a corner lot, and because it backs onto the golf course, you definitely never have anybody developing behind you. And you have this beautiful northwest facing view of the golf course. And with a list price of just under $1.7 million, considering that the average home price for Varsity is just over $1 million, this house really isn't out of line with where home sales are in the community. And with this house, who wouldn't want to have the view like the one that's right behind me? So there's 2 facts about homes that are on the golf course in Varsity. 1, they don't come up very often. And 2, when they do come up, they don't last long. And because you're not directly on the course, having a ball hit at your house, I think it's a long shot. So I hope you've enjoyed our vlog tour of Varsity and taking a look at the homes that I've highlighted for you. If you have any questions about Varsity, you want to know more about the community, about the homes, and where you would fit in, because there is a difference between Varsity Estates and Varsity Acres, please make sure you reach out. All of our contact information is in the text box below. Me and my team, we would love to hear from you. And please, if you are looking at making a move in 9 days or 90, make sure you subscribe to our channel and tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to get all of the latest real estate market information for Calgary and communities just like Varsity. So I hope you've enjoyed our tour. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, I will see you around town.